The Jacksonville Jaguars won't have to start their backup quarterback against the Cleveland Browns after all. The Jaguars announced about 90 minutes before game time that Trevor Lawrence will start just 1 week after sustaining a high ankle sprain that knocked him out of last week's game. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported earlier that the Jags were planning for Lawrence to start, but he had to be evaluated by the coaches and training staff during warm-ups before the final decision was made. Things seemed to be headed in a positive direction when Lawrence arrived at Cleveland Browns Stadium on Sunday. He was seen wearing a wrap or brace on his ankle and appeared to be walking normally. Lawrence left the Jags' Week 13 matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals in the fourth quarter. Following the game, a 34-31 overtime loss, Lawrence was limping around the locker room with the help of Jaguars staffers. A high ankle sprain isn't typically a fast-healing injury and can cost athletes multiple weeks. But with Lawrence, his forecast got better and better as the week went on. Near the end of the week, he wasn't even wearing a brace on his ankle. It was simply wrapped in a bandage. And while the Jaguars were cautious in their messaging about his injury, there was also optimism that this wouldn't hold him back. Lawrence doesn't have magical healing powers that we know of, but his history as a starting quarterback might lead you to believe otherwise. According to Schefter, Lawrence has never missed a game due to injury, not in high school, not in college, and not as a professional. In Week 7, just 2 months ago, he showed that he's able to play and win despite injury when he led the Jags to a victory over the New Orleans Saints just 5 days after suffering a knee injury. Schefter reported that the Jaguars believe Lawrence is physically and mentally strong enough to overcome the odds and make it back quickly from his ankle injury, even though he was very limited in practice this week. But if anything happens during the game, Jags have backup CJ Beathard ready to start.